Hi, my name is Shan. It's a Hindi Urdu word that means pride. I'm trans. I use he, him. I have been in Portland for 2.5 months. I'm an international student from India. And before I came to Portland, I was just really fucking scared because I knew that there's some neo-Nazi shit going on in America. I knew that despite how liberal and progressive Portland claims to be, there's still trans people being killed in Portland. And I knew that I would forever be marked by the color of my skin, and also like legally I don't have the same protections as an American citizen. So shout out to like all my non-citizens and undocumented folk. But in the 2.5, well, nearly 3 months that I've been here, I've realized that I have no reason to be scared because that's exactly what they want me to be, and that there are 100 reasons for me to feel like I own the streets and that I'm fucking shit up in a good way, also in a bad way sometimes, but mostly in a good way. And also, like, it's really important to be critical and not pretend like there is an epidemic of violence, but it's happening overwhelmingly to Black trans women. And I remain privileged as not one of the main targets, as like a non-Black person of color and being trans masculine. I should be acknowledging that violence, but not losing myself in it, because I actually do exist outside of it. And that should give me like the platform to stand on, to not be scared and overwhelmed, but instead be heartened. And I'm just really glad to be here with all of you. And I'm going to be in Portland for the next 4 years. So if you see me around, say hi. And this has been a really nice introduction to the queer community. I hope I'll get to know many of you. Thank you.
All right, I am going to be introducing Alyssa Pariah, and they're the co-chair of Jobs with Justice.
Thank you. I want to say trans power. Give me a T. Give me an R. Give me an A. Give me an S. Give me a P. Give me an O. Give me a W. Give me an E. Give me an R. What's that spell? Say it louder. Say it louder. Say it louder. That is a rendition on a speech given by revolutionary trans activist Puerto Rican woman Sylvia Rivera. I'm gonna give you all a little history lesson. I'm gonna give you all a little history lesson. Sylvia Rivera was one of the people who they say threw her drink at a cop. This was at the Stonewall, a bar in the West Village in New York City in 1969. In the summer of 1969, in New York City, in the Village, it was illegal to be trans. If you were gender nonconforming, you might go to jail that night. That's what it was like in 1969 in the summer. Now, the degraded living conditions of people were so bad that they knew that there would be raids at gay bars, at trans drinking spots. They knew that the cops could bust it up, that they put your name on a list, that they would put it out in the newspaper the next day. You would be fired. P. Johnson.
Whoa.
These are the mothers of the movement. Sylvia Rivera and Marsha P. Johnson. They helped to launch the fight against the police who were just doing their jobs. Okay? The Stonewall Rebellion started that night. The Stonewall Rebellion was a riot because of police violence, because of being pushed to the margins. It was the Stonewall riots that initiated the modern movement that we have today. We wouldn't have a movement as we know it if it was not for trans women of color beat down by the police and by capitalism. That's why we have a movement, and that's why we always have to bring in the history. Her best friend Marsha P. Johnson helped her to launch the Star House, STAR, Street Transvestite Action Revolutionaries. The Star House was where you could go if you were trans or gender nonconforming, after you just gotten out of prison, after you just got your ass beat by the police, after you just got beat down for the 15th time being on the 15 blocks on the 15. You knew that if it was really bad, you could go to the Star House. You would have something to eat. You would have somewhere to sleep. You would have someone there that loved you. And it was Sylvia Rivera and her sister Marsha P. Johnson. And I'm Sylvia. This is Marsha. Okay? This is Brooklyn. Now, of course, I wanted to give Brooklyn the mic, but she got lawsuits. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about what they were able to do and what we want to be able to do. Portland is a rich, rich city. They got a lot of money.
Yep.
The fact that we have a homeless crisis in a place that's bringing in billions of dollars because they opened up the coffers to developers to be able to gentrify black people out of their neighborhoods, to be able to say to poor people, you don't deserve housing anymore. That swallowed up the numbers of people who are houseless, and these are people in our community who we need to be supporting. We think that we should be able to do our part, to be able to have housing, to be able to have a jobs program, to be able to make sure that trans people's basic needs are met. Brooklyn is going to reopen the Star House in Portland, Oregon. I'm going to help her. I know y'all are going to help her. And I'm going to tell you who else is going to help her. Ted Wheeler is going to help Brooklyn remake the Star House.
Whoa!
Let me tell y'all a little something else about history. Miss Major. Miss Griffin Garcia Major. I'm giving y'all some history. You're welcome. A black trans woman that was also at Stonewall in 1969. She's still living. And one of the things that she says to people of good faith that love trans people and want to fight for justice, she says, don't wait until I'm dead. The only time it seems like people care about trans people is when they're killed. That's right. And then we put roses on their caskets. Miss Major says, give me my roses while I'm still fucking here. And I'm thinking about that phrase, still fucking here. And I know there's babies here. If you're their guardian, please forgive me. I'm very angry. I want to say to this building, to the people inside of it, the mayor that runs it, Ted Wheeler. Ted Wheeler told us that we might not even be able to have this out here. Ted Wheeler is the mayor who just tried to pass an ordinance that would say you can't protest unless you get a permit first. We don't have a permit and we're here. What? We're still fucking here. We're still fucking here. Say it.
Still fucking here.
Ted, we're still fucking here. Ted,
Still fucking here.
Ted,
Still fucking here.
Ted,
Still fucking here.
Ted,
We're still fucking here.
Ted.
We're still fucking here. We're still fucking here.
I want everybody that's here. I know you're all good people because you care about trans people. You gotta have a good heart. Do not let this go. Do not let little stuff like this slide. That we almost couldn't even have this vigil because Ted Wheeler refuses to fight the fash and instead fights Antifa. Okay, that's why we're here. And we're not going anywhere. We're still fucking here.
Still fucking here.
So, I'm very, very much looking forward to being able to create the kind of trans power that we're talking about. Behind us was the Light Brigade. I'm the co-chair of Portland Jobs with Justice. One of the things that we do and what we've done tonight is to bring boards that have cutouts with lights inside of them that are able to transmit the main message of a given action. And tonight ours said trans power. It made me think about Sylvia. It made me think about Marsha. It made me feel like, think about Miss Major. I just wanted to be able to bring that in. Even in Lily White Portland, I'm talking about trans women of color. Deal with it.
Whoa.
This, I know, I'm not gonna keep talking. No, I gotta do a radio show. I'm on cable. It's called The Struggle. You can listen Friday nights at 7 if you want to. So I gotta go and talk some more shit. We're Brooklyn, so you can hear on the radio. Not tonight, not right here, because you know we got lawsuits. Anyway, so I'm gonna go. I just wanted to bring in that bit of history so you know where we've been. And I want to bring in the demand so that you know where we're going. And I'm gonna do it anyway. The quality of our lives as trans people is as degraded and humiliating as it is because of the poverty that we have to endure. Okay? I'm gonna say it again. What makes it hurt the most about being trans is the kind of poverty-stricken conditions that we have to endure. Because a lot of times our family throws us out. Because most bosses only care about the bottom line under capitalism. So being trans and having a trans employee hurts business. So they don't hire us. So we hit the streets and we have to do sex work to survive. And then the cops pick you up. Then people beat you down. Then you get on drugs. Because life is so hard and it's the only thing that might help. The reason that life is so hard is because of these conditions. All of these conditions are preventable. They're all preventable if you have a safe society.
Whoa.
If you have a society that recognizes the dignity of everybody alive, even trans people, you recognize they have dignity and that they deserve a roof over their head and something to eat and a job so that they can be fulfilled, so that they can contribute to society. And people like Ted Wheeler, and even like the rest of the progressive city council, they're not putting that forward. They're not saying tax the rich to afford housing. They're not saying tax the rich to afford people's basic needs. None of that. These people care about the rich. They don't care about us. I don't want anybody to have any illusions in the people in this building. As long as people are continue to be able to be degraded like they are, that means we have a job. That means, yes, let's come out to protest. Let's mourn the people who have lost and we cry for them, but we have to keep fighting. They say mourn the dead, but fight like hell for the living. We're that we need a little bit of justice, I know y'all are gonna be fighting, right?
Woo!
I know y'all are gonna be fighting, right?
Woo!
Y'all are gonna be fighting, right?
Woo!
Thank God, we need it. I love you. Thank you so much. Good night. You can sign up with Jobs with Justice with me. These are pledge cards.
Ow. That startled me. Hi. I'm open micing it again, so if anybody else wants to, okay, we got a taker.
You want to be Edge of the Fighter now? What pronouns? Okay.
Summer, she, her, hers is gonna speak.
This thing on? Yep. Hi. I'm not gonna lie, I don't have anything prepared, but I guess I'll tell you all the reason why I'm here in Portland and why I'm all out here. Well, I've been in Portland for 1.5 years and I haven't done any kind of activism or anything in a while because my original reason of coming to Portland was to help my best friend. Her name was Jay Carter, and I wanted to help her escape from her broken home, her broken and abusive, homophobic, transphobic home. I don't even want to talk about the kind of stuff under her, and I say her because even though she talked about transitioning, she didn't identify as such yet. She would always ask me, and I promised I was going to help her with everything. We were going to start new lives together up here in Portland, away from the hellhole. Well, to us, that was Southern Cali. Get away from memories. However, the day I moved, she never returned to my texts. And once I crossed the state border, I got the news that she jumped off the Coronado Bridge into San Diego and into the Bay. And all I could think of is I blame her family for every fucking thing. I'm sorry for the language, but for every freaking thing. And then for a whole freaking year, I couldn't even get out of my house. I was just so traumatized, so depressed. Trigger warning, suicidal thoughts here. I couldn't even drive over the St. John's Bridge for like 6 months because I kept getting ideas. And there were times I thought about blowing my own brains out too. Thankfully, my roommate there stopped me. And then, oh my God, I'm so sorry. But what I will tell y'all is, I know this can pertain to a lot of y'all. Y'all have lost loved ones in the struggle, in the queer struggle. And if it weren't for all of you, I probably wouldn't be out here and wanting to get back into the struggle and fighting for y'all. I thank you all. I thank I even thank the trans youth, because y'all are going to lead the movement. And I thank Rose City Antifa.
Whoa.
And y'all, I'd say y'all freaking help me realize who I am and realign what my mission was.
There's a man back there.
Sorry, but I guess I could say for now to take a few moments of silence for all your fallen brothers or sisters and people outside the binary. You're all fighting for our rights, whatever way you are, whether it's throwing bricks or writing papers in the office. I want you to remember all the people your trans siblings. Remember them as you keep going on. And I have to say thank you all for all doing this. Thanks for doing this. Thanks for helping me back up on my feet. Alerta! Alerta! Antifascista! Wait. That is all I got to say. Thank you.
band. Would you guys like to play? All right, the band is gonna play, guys. We got our sort of City Antifa marching band people doing a thing. So, hell yeah.
Let's make this one big queer dance party. Woo!
Everybody dance! We're doing it, yeah.
Oh, you want to say something?
All right before that, we're gonna have one person say something.
Name, Kimberly Cook.
Kimberly Cook.
And pronouns is she, her.
Kimberly Cook, she, her is gonna speak.
The hell with Trump. He's nothing but a troublemaker.
Whoa.
Hell yeah, that was great. All right, the band's gonna play. Everybody dance.
Whoa.
Y'all are as powerful as you are beautiful. Thanks for being here.